What's going on, everyone? So a three-team trade just went down. The Atlanta Hawks, the Brooklyn Nets, and the Boston Celtics pulled off a three-teamer. And Kristaps Porzingis, who just recently did a video on the Los Angeles Lakers targeting Kristaps Porzingis. He ends up going to the Atlanta Hawks, right? Nice low-risk, kind of high-reward move for them. One of the things that I talked about in the Lakers video was that, look, Kristaps Porzingis would be fantastic on the Lakers. Problem is, he can't play more than 40 games a year, and that's the problem. And a team like the Lakers, I don't believe are in the position to take the risk on a guy like Porzingis. That's why I didn't really want the Lakers to go get Porzingis. If he's healthy and he plays, the guy's unbelievable, right? I mean, he'd be ideal for this Lakers team. A guy that could be both a lob threat as well as a floor spacer, right? But for a Lakers team that is trying to win right now, I don't think that they could gamble on a Kristaps Porzingis, especially with the salary price. Because again, Lakers, it's not even if they could get him for free, and we'll go over kind of what the details were, but even if he was able to get him for free, I still don't think that matching the salaries when you could use to go do other trades, I don't know if that would have been worth it, right? A team like the Atlanta Hawks, I do think it's worth it because their main core and foundation is young, right? So they can kind of take a little more risk. If Porzingis works, great. That probably really raises the ceiling. Kristaps Porzingis, I think, would be great in Atlanta. And if it doesn't work out, it's not a big deal. It's not a team where it's like, hey, well, LeBron might retire after this year, right? It's like, hey, if Porzingis doesn't work out, it's fine. All your guys are still 23, right? I think it's fine for a team like Atlanta to take a risk like this, especially when they didn't have to really sell the farm. They gave up the 22 pick, right? But there's a specific reason why I want to talk about this on the Lakers channel, because it's a Lakers channel. It's like, Tyler, why are you talking about this on the Lakers channel? But first, I want to get in the details and then explain why I think this is potentially big for the Lakers. So Boston, Atlanta, and this is per Shams. Boston, Atlanta, and Brooklyn are finalizing a three-team trade that sends Kristaps Porzingis and a second-round pick to the Atlanta Hawks. The Brooklyn Nets receive the Terrence Mann and Atlanta's number 22 pick, and George Niang and a second rounder to the Celtics. So again, Atlanta, they get Kristaps Porzingis, low risk, high reward. They get a second round pick. Okay. They're trading Terrence Mann and the 22nd pick in order to do that. I see a lot of people talking about the Celtics got fleeced in this deal. Actually, no. This worked out beautifully for Boston because now they're under the second apron. So now they cleared off salary. They're able to get under the second apron. Now they can operate as a first apron team. The George Niang and second rounder is essentially just, consolation but the real prize was them getting under the second apron, right? And then again, for the Brooklyn Nets, and this is where I think it's key. Brooklyn, they get Terrence Mann and the number 22 pick in this upcoming draft. The Brooklyn Nets side of things is where I think it's very interesting for the Lakers, right? Obviously, the potential of a Nick Claxton trade, but I've talked very heavily about targeting the Brooklyn Nets on their draft picks, right? I even have a video that I keep having to push back because trades keep happening and all this stuff and all this significant news about the Lakers, but talked about maybe even taking I'll have the full video. You guys can go check out the video whenever I get it posted, but basically the idea of converting guys into picks, right? But now the Nets have the 9th pick, the 19th pick, the 22nd pick, right? The 26th and 22nd, just in the first round. That's not counting the 36th pick that they have in the second round. There's no way they're drafting all of those guys. They can't. They'd have to waive and let guys go. So are they just gonna lose Dayron and all these other guys? I don't see. They're either gonna have to waive and cut and trade and get off of 10 guys, right? But a Cam Johnson trade, they're probably going to have to take back multiple players. A Nick Claxton trade, they're probably going to have to take back multiple players. I don't know how they're going to be able to pull off trades and also keep 6, 7, 8 guys off of draft picks, right? So this, again, might be an opportunity for the Lakers, A, to go get some draft picks, and B, they just got Terrence Mann, right? If we're being honest, Terrence Mann is a legit 3-and-D guy that I would love to see on the Lakers, right? So now, can you maybe get Terrence Mann, Nick Claxton, couple picks, Hey, is this something that maybe you could work out to where you're getting multiple players, or maybe even, like I said, some draft picks? Maybe you can get some draft picks in the deal. Because I just look, they're gonna have to start making some decisions one way or another. If I'm talking about Brooklyn, and the Lakers are one of those teams that very well could be where they make that decision. Terrence Mann is 28 years old, right? So he's still on the right side of 30. Again, a legit 3-and-D veteran guy that can slot in at your 2 or your 3. He has 3 years still on his deal. He's making $15.5 million this year, $15.5 million next year, and then $16 million the following year. So, but that's not a problem for the Lakers because, again, the Lakers, you want guys that are kind of on longer term deals that you could put around. And he'd be an ideal guy. You're talking about a guy that's, 6'6" in size and height, a guy that could slot in at your 2, slot in at your 3, right? Even in a small ball lineup, play at 4, guy that can do the dirty work, hustle, hit threes. I would genuinely take a look at, like, can the Lakers maybe go make a move and make a pivot to go get a Terrence Mann? You look at Terrence Mann this past season, 67 games played between the Clippers and Atlanta. He averaged 21.1 minutes per game, took 6.2 field goal attempts per game, which is around his career average. Shot 49.6% from the field. He shot 37% from three-point range on 2.4 attempts. He shot 58% from two-point range on 3.7 attempts. EFG of 56.9%. He shot 70% from the foul line on 1 attempt. He averaged 3 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, half a block, and 7.7 points, again, between the Clippers and Atlanta. He actually was better in Atlanta. He averaged just under 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and again, half a block. He shot 38.6% from three-point range on almost 3 attempts in Atlanta, and averaged 22.7 minutes per game. If you look at Terrence Mann's per 36, again, per 36, I want to be clear, per 36 doesn't tell you the whole story. It doesn't tell you everything because, again, guys, sometimes, like, you look at Taurean Prince is a great example. Taurean Prince, in 15 minutes of action, was like one of the Lakers' best plus-minus guys. As soon as he played like that 16th minute, he was one of the worst. Right? So again, it doesn't always tell you the full picture, but talking about a guy in Terrence Mann who, per 36, 15.5 points, 5 rebounds, 3.3 assists, a steal, and again, half a block, again, in per 36. And that was with Atlanta. If you look at the full season, counting Clippers and Atlanta, it'd be 13.2 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.5 steals, half a block. So again, he's basically, again, a 13-point-a-game guy. And again, you look at Brooklyn, they have 6 picks in the first round. They have the 8th, they have now 5 in the first round, 6 counting the 36th pick. They have the 8th, 19th, 22nd, 26th, 27th. So I was right. Bobby Marks just posted that. So, so that's the thing. So they have 5 firsts in that round and then the 36th pick. Again, if you're the Lakers, can you, even if it's just the 36th, even if you can't get, or one of those late first, can you get the 27th pick? Right? Like, or can you convert guys into multiple picks? That's something I've talked about. Like, the video that I have coming out later is, can we turn Dalton Connect into multiple picks, right? Can you turn Dalton Connect into like the 19th, maybe 19th, 22nd, and 36th? And maybe now you can take, because, Dalton Connect, let's say Dalton Connect's worth a first, right? Like, to some teams, well, again, a team like Brooklyn who's like, hey, we're going to rebuild, we could use a young guy, right? Maybe they'll be willing to give up some of these later picks, right? And you can get those picks. Now you have 3 firsts that you can go trade, plus you still have the 36th pick that you can go and draft a guy. Maybe you can pull something like that off. Maybe you're giving the 55th pick up too, and you're getting the 2 firsts plus the 36th pick, right? Draft somebody at 36, maybe go get a center or one of these 3-and-D wing guys, right? Turn Dalton Connect into multiple firsts. Now, again, you'd have those multiple firsts that you can package to go get another guy or 2, right? Or maybe you're getting a Nick Claxton or something like that. Can you get Nick Claxton, the 27th pick and the 36th pick, right? By maybe giving up the 31st that you'd have to do anyway, Dalton Connect and some other stuff. So you get Nick Claxton, plus you still maintain a first. You can get somebody with the 36th pick, right? Is there a path to where you can get some picks from a team like Brooklyn? I've talked very heavily about targeting teams like Brooklyn. There are several teams in this draft that have an abundance of picks, that have multiple firsts, that they're probably going to need to get off of them. I mean, even a team like the Thunder, I think have like 4 firsts in this draft, right? And they're trying to consolidate those and try to move in the top 10. But if they can't, maybe you can get one of those later picks. It doesn't I'm not saying the Lakers have to go and get top 10 pick, a top 5 pick, or anything like that. Lakers have so many needs, right? Even if you just get it as an asset that you're rerouting elsewhere. Right? Like, and again, you might get some teams, right? Like you look at a team like Utah, right? Maybe they do want somebody like a Dalton Connect, but they might also look at it as like Dalton Connect's 24 years old, right? So, or any of these teams might be looking at it as like Dalton Connect is 24 years old, right? So we'd rather have a pick. So maybe the Lakers can take those picks and then go levy those to go, get a guy or two. It's just, again, it's a thought. Again, Rob Pelinka is going to have to get creative. The Lakers are going to have to get creative if they want to pull off a various trade. And I'm hoping that this could potentially be a way to kind of get creative. But the Nets just got another pick. But also, by the way, for those that do watch my full videos and wait till the end of the video, that Dalton Connect and picks video won't have the 20-second pick because it's already recorded and uploaded. I was going to post it earlier, but now I'm probably going to have to post it in the morning, but we'll see. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos. I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.